It doesn't look like it now, but soon these cherry trees, as in previous years, will bloom in a glorious display of color at the tidal basin. It all depends on the weather, says Angela Fritz, a meteorologist at the Washington Post newspaper.
In a lot of ways it's a shot in the dark, but there's just a touch of science behind that prediction.
Fritz is among the weather experts trying to figure exactly when the buds will bloom. Since 1912, when the early trees were planted, the dates have ranged from March 15th to April 18th. But Fritz says the buds are flowering earlier, which may be linked to changing weather patterns.
You can see that they are coming out earlier than they used to, but also in the data we're seeing that as well. The old average used to be around April 4th, and now we're seeing that it's more like March 31st.
The National Park Service initially predicted peak bloom in mid-March, but the growth of the buds has slowed because of unseasonably cold temperatures in March. And so the Park Service has now revised its prediction from March 27th to March 31st. But Fritz thinks it may be closer to the start of April before the buds pop open.
They just need a couple warm days in a row. It's just a matter of whether we're going to get that, and it will warm up into the 60s perhaps before the end of the month, but then it's going to turn cold again. And we just don't think that's going to be enough time for the blossoms to reach that pretty peak bloom stage.
But when they do, it will be quite a sight. Those who prefer a more expansive view will be able to see the cherry trees by taking a tour on a Potomac River water taxi.
There's a lot of tourists that are coming to town, but there are a lot of locals that want to beat the traffic by taking a boat ride up past the cherry blossoms rather than trying to fight all the pedestrian and vehicular traffic in DC.
The blooms last only a short time, from as little as 2 days to as long as 2 weeks.
What you hope for once peak bloom arrives is you hope for some mild temperatures, sort of retard that blossoming process to keep the blossoms in place. You don't want high winds, you don't want heavy rains, because those will bring the fragile blossoms down.
Most of the old cherry trees have died over the years, but some will blossom again for the 106th time. Deborah Block, VOA News, Washington.